I'm sorry, can you guys hear me? If you're here for hearing 73-25, which is a request for a variance and interpretation, the applicant is Yvonne Properties LLC, and the property location is 1416 Pine Street in Norristown. That hearing is going to be continued to the March hearing. Also, hearing for application 74-25, which is a request for a variance. The applicant is Edwin Leon Esquire, and the property location is 721 Violet Street, Norristown, PA. That hearing is also going to be continued to the March hearing. And then application 03-26, which is a request for a variance. The applicant is JD Affordable Realty LLC, and the property location is 424 East Marshall Street, Norristown, PA. That hearing is going to be continued to March. And finally, application 09-26, which is a request for a variance and a special exception. And the applicant is Andrew R. Stoll, Esquire, Fox Rothschild, and LLP, and the property location is 510 East Basin Street in Norristown. All of those that I just mentioned will be continued to the March 2026 hearing. So if you're here for any of those applications, they are going to be continued.
Madam Chairman, before we begin, we have 53-25, Mr. Campbell. Thank you. The board take a vote on the request for continuance.
I'll make a motion to continue to 25.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the motion has been moved for 53-25 to be continued to the March hearing.
Before we continue with the regular hearings, if we do a roll call as normal.
I'm sorry. So in order to do the roll call, we have, all the way to the left is Kelly Devine, Mr. Andre Hayes, and I'm Darshell Pierce. And we have our solicitor, Mr. Robert Saraceni, and we have a representative from the municipality of Norristown. And then also, if you could, please silence your cell phones or put them on vibrate or silence so we don't disrupt any of the portion of the zoning board hearings. And moving forward, when the hearing is called, if you're here and you're representing the application, please come to the podium and you will be sworn in, yourself and anyone else who will be testifying on behalf of that particular application will be sworn in at that time. And please speak up if you can and speak into the microphone so everyone will be able to hear you. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start, and the first application on the agenda is application 14-25, which is a request for a variance. The applicant is Berlangeri Holdings, LLC, 348 Sweetbriar Road, King of Prussia, PA, 19406. Property location is 1025 West Main Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. Property owner is Berlangeri Holdings, LLC, 348 Sweetbriar Road, King of Prussia, PA, 19406. As stated on the zoning hearing board application, the applicant is requesting a variance from Article 6 MS-MU Main Street Mixed Use District of Chapter 320 zoning of the Code of the Municipality of Norristown as follows: 320-56 use regulations to permit the change of use from duplex to a triplex in the Main Street Mixed Use District.
Thank you. For,
Mr. Campbell, can you pause for 1 second?
yes,
Madam Chair mentioned swearing in witnesses. Rebecca Geiser on behalf of the municipality of Norristown, and I would have one witness.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Sorry.
thank you. Okay, just by way of introduction, this matter did come before the board previously, and the board approved and granted the variance. I don't remember what the vote was, but there was a majority vote in favor of the grant of the variance to my client for this property. And just, the record has already been made as to the facts relating to my client's hardship that he showed that he would suffer if he were not granted the variance. And there was a description of the nature of the property, which was that it's already configured as a triplex. It was configured as such when he purchased the property. He was not seeking to change the current use of the property when he made the application. He simply thought he was buying a triplex, did his research, and concluded that it was usable as a triplex, paid the sale price based on the fact that it was a triplex, and then learned when he applied for his certificate of occupancy that the municipality would only permit it to be used as a duplex. Hence, we filed the variance application. So I submit that we made our case. The board made findings that a hardship had been established and that the variance should be granted, and that the use as varied would not change the essential character of the neighborhood, which consists almost exclusively of multifamily units in what back in time that these places were first built were fairly large homes on West Main Street. The single-family home were built as single-family homes, but they're almost all triplexes and quadruplexes, and we made those facts part of the record. The municipality was not present at the hearing, but they did file a timely appeal of the case to Common Pleas Court, asking the court to remand the case to the zoning hearing board to allow additional evidence and testimony to be heard. So I trust that the municipality is here tonight. Apparently they do want to put on additional evidence. So I will, at this point, yield the floor to them. I think if that's procedurally okay with the board, to let them put on their evidence, and then we will respond.
Well, I mean, Ms. Geiser, do you want to put on your case?
Sure, I think that seems prudent. You have the notes of testimony, and I would incorporate the notes of testimony from the first hearing.
I think everything that was introduced at the first hearing is part of the record already and will remain so. So your new evidence.
The new evidence would be one additional witness through code enforcement head Keith Gordon, so if I may.
I'll have them sworn in and you can begin.
Just leave everything there.
State spell your full name, please. Keith Gordon, G-O-R-D-O-N. So I swear affirm testimony about the case with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do. Thank you.
And Mr. Gordon, if you can just speak up so that the zoning hearing board can hear your testimony. What do you do here with Norristown for a living?
I am the manager of the Building and Code Department for the municipality.
And in that position, are you familiar with the property located at 1025 West Main Street?
I am.
And as it relates to this zoning application, what can you tell the board of note?
I was requested to follow up on the history of the property, and I found that since 2005, it's been listed as a duplex.
And Mr. Gordon, I'm going to show you what I'm marking as Municipalities Exhibit 1. And Mr. Campbell? It is. And I'm going to ask you to take a look at this document. Do you recognize M1? It's 2 pages, same document.
Yes, this one.
They're all the same. I just
Okay,
have copies
good.
for the board. Can you tell the board what that is?
It's a certificate of occupancy issued for 1025 West Marshall Street, or West Main Street, I'm sorry.
That's a fair and accurate copy?
Yes,
And what does it indicate the UNO is for? How many units?
it's listed as a duplex.
I would move to admit M1 and bring to the board with the board's permission.
No objection.
And Mr. Gordon, I believe you testified that was from 2005, and that was the owner at the time?
That's correct.
And I'm going to direct your attention to a document that I've marked collectively as Municipalities 2. And I'll ask you to take a look at this document to see if you recognize it.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's-
Yes, I do. I recognize this.
What is this document marked as M2?
This is an annual rental license notice from 2022 for 1025 West Main Street. It also includes a rental license application for the same time period, showing that this is a duplex on this property.
If I may approach, and I'd move to admit M2. If there's questions or
Thank you.
objection. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
And again, Mr. Gordon, the property was subsequently, and I'm referring to the notes of testimony from the first hearing, the property was subsequently sold to the current owner, the applicant here tonight, I believe it was in January of 2025.
That's correct.
And at any point between 2022 and 2025, to your knowledge, did this change from a duplex to a triplex?
No.
With that, I have no further questions for the witness. I would just have brief argument when it's appropriate. I have no further witnesses.
Thank you. Mr. Campbell, do you have any questions of the witness?
Mr. Gordon, when is the last time you were in the property before my client purchased it?
I cannot recall that.
Now, referring to M1, this March 11th, 2005 document indicating, which is a certificate of use or occupancy issued in 2005 to the apparent owner at that time. That owner is not my client, correct?
Correct.
Where did this document come from?
Came from the archives in the municipality.
Was that a document that my client would have had access to before he purchased the property by walking in and asking to see it?
If he requested a right to know, yes.
So you can't go in and just look at the file, you have to file a request to look at it? Is that
Yes.
correct?
If he's not the owner of the property, he can get that information through a right to know request.
Okay, and what is that process?
He just has to fill out a form, submit it to the administration, and they review it, and they either approve it or deny it.
And they can withhold permission to see it, correct? They have that power, correct?
Yes.
And is that the same this case with M2, that was a document not available to my client by walking into the?
Same process, yes.
Thank you. And you don't have any information or evidence my client saw either of these documents before he purchased the property, correct?
That's correct, I do not.
And you don't have any information that this property was not being used as a triplex when my client purchased it, correct?
I have no information as it being used as a triplex, no.
All right, thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions.
Thank you. You redirect? No. Thank you.
I can call Mr.
Sorry. At the remaining of your case? You rest? Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's a brief rebuttal testimony from Mr. Blanche.
Sir, would you state the voter blank?
Vincent Blanche,
Spell
first or last?
Both.
Vincent Blanche.
Solemnly swear affirm testimony about the case with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Blanche, you've heard the testimony of Mr. Gordon, and with respect to the two documents, M1 and M2, have you had a chance to look at those?
Just now, I have never seen these before.
Okay. So you had not seen these before you purchased the property, correct?
Correct.
And just to refresh the board's recollection as to your investigation of this property before you decided to purchase it, can you summarize it for us?
It was inconclusive. I mean, it was marketed to me as a triplex, which we presented before, but we can present that again. When I toured the property, it had 3 gas meters, 3 electrical meters, 3 boilers. It was set up as a triplex, and I bought it for that use. Since I was granted the variance, last time I was here, I've pulled permits, I've passed use and occupancy, I'm paying for all 3 rental licenses. I have a new family in the top unit, Montgomery County Family Services. You know, I'm trying to do everything the correct way here.
And you testified at the previous proceeding as to the hardship that you would suffer if the variance were not granted. Have those circumstances changed at all?
It would be worse at this point because it's fully occupied. I'd be evicting a tenant. I'd have to reconfigure the building. It would, you know, ruin the investment essentially.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Blanche, did you file a right to know request as was suggested by the municipal testimony?
No, I was unaware of that process.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions?
I do, actually. The last time you were in front of us, I thought there was just an occupant on the first floor.
No, there's 2 occupants on the first floor.
Right,
The top unit was the vacant unit.
okay. And that's the way it still remains?
Correct.
Okay, and so when
Oh,
you,
no, I'm sorry. I apologize. The top unit, I got a tenant in November.
okay. Okay. Are there any other questions?
I have a question for the municipality's witness, Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon, when was the last time that you toured the property?
Couldn't tell you, sir. Been a while.
All right. There's testimony that there is 3 meters, 3 boilers, so you don't have any knowledge of any of that in the property currently?
I do know.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any questions? Municipality, do you have?
It's the same records from the last hearing. I don't know if I should repeat them or not, or.
I have a summary of it if the board prefers. At the last hearing, The municipal report indicated the property was indeed located in the MSMU district and was recognized as a duplex by the municipality. The applicant listed the property as a triplex on his zoning use application. However, the municipality had no use of the property being used as a triplex. That was the testimony from the previous hearing.
Can we go off the record for a minute? All right, thank you. We're back on the record. So, Mr. Campbell, did you have anything more to give?
My client did make some copies of a document I think is already in the record again, but it is a photograph of the front of the property showing how it was marketed to him. Just to refresh the board's recollection, may I offer those? Because
Okay.
I think we did have them already, but you're welcome to refresh the board's memory.
So can I do it without marking them? Then? Or would you like me to
Let me
mark?
see, and then I'll compare it to what we already have in the record. So the document that Mr. Campbell's handing up was previously marked as A2. Mr. Campbell, will that conclude your case?
We have on record 2 tenants signing a statement saying they've both been there for 6 years and it's always been a triplex, as long as they have been there. We submitted that last time.
Aside from the facts already of record, we don't have anything further.
Thank you. And that was in the record previously that
Yes.
your tenants had
Yes.
testified to that. Thank you.
Okay. We're going to open it up to the audience. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to testify either for or against application number 14-25? And if so, would you please come to the podium? Is there anyone who would like to testify either for or against the application? If not, we can have the attorneys make their summation.
I'll just say very briefly that the board has already determined by a preponderance of the evidence that my client did establish the requisite hardship and other elements to justify the grant of a variance. A variance was granted. Municipality wanted an opportunity to weigh in. The Common Police Court allowed that to happen. You've heard additional evidence tonight that the property, according to Mr. Gordon, was only authorized to be used as a duplex, but I think that's something that we already knew last time. That was the evidence before the board previously, that's the whole reason why my client needed the variance, because it was only authorized to be used as a duplex. But my client had no knowledge of those filings that were introduced into the record tonight. It's not clear that even if he had asked for them, which he didn't know he could, that he would even have gotten them under the Right to Know Act, because we don't know how the municipality responds to those requests. And according to Mr. Gordon, the municipality could have possibly denied those requests. So, again, my client did, in good faith, buy this property, believing it was a duplex. You can see from Exhibit A2, triplex, I'm sorry. You can see from Exhibit A2 that it was marketed as a triplex. It was configured as a triplex, and it was being used as a triplex. And he bought it at a purchase price that was in proportion to what the use of the property was. And the hardship that he proved last time was that the cost of changing this property back to a duplex was significant. The increased purchase price he paid for the property was significant because it was a triplex and it is an investment property. So I submit that the additional evidence that the municipality has offered tonight really doesn't move that needle. It doesn't really didn't undergo hardship. My client, I think the board was previously satisfied that my client's, as to my client's due diligence before he bought the property. We submit that he was really the victim here, and by the seller who may well have known that this was only authorized to be used as a duplex, but that's not what my client was told, and that's what he told you last time. So I think all this evidence proves is that the person who sold the property to my client knew that it was a duplex, but we also know he was using it as a triplex, contrary to what the borough had authorized. So this is an unfortunate situation, but my client would suffer the hardship if he's testified to before if you don't grant this variance. And I ask you to, I guess, affirm what you ruled before. Just keep that, again, reaffirm that the variance has been granted. And that concludes my summation.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell.
Members of the board, I'll keep this very brief. As you're well aware, there's not just one element for a variance, there's 5. I submit that Mr. Campbell's client did not meet any of the elements. His only hardship that he testified to was an economic one, and the case law is clear that an economic hardship is not enough to take the step for even that one element of a variance. He didn't do his homework when purchasing the property. As such, it's the municipality's position that he has not met the requirements for a variance, and we would ask for it to be denied. Thank you.
Do you have a question?
Is there any other case to be made against the triplex than the
From the, not to my knowledge, I would ask Mr. Gordon if I could defer to Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon, to your knowledge, is there any other pending actions against this property? Not that I'm aware of. And as our code officer said, not to his knowledge. But candor to the court or the tribunal at this point, I certainly didn't research if there was anything pending.
But as far as the municipality's view on opposing the triplex use?
In general, the municipality has instructed us that if there's an illegal conversion, we typically oppose it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions from the board? Does the board have a motion to close the case for application 14-25?
Make a motion to close case 1425.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Does the board have a motion or a decision for application 14-25?
Given this case was before us almost a year ago and we received the transcripts of the previous hearing this afternoon, I'm going to make a motion that we take our 45 allowed days to review the transcript of the last meeting and make a decision at our following meeting.
Okay.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we're going to take 45 days to make the decision after reviewing the transcripts from the previous hearing to render a decision based on application 14-25.
It'll be on the agenda for decision on the March hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
It'll be on the agenda for the March 24th hearing for decision.
The next application is application 19-25, request for special exception. The applicant is Urban Realty Ventures LLC, 6 Parkview Circle, Wayne, PA 19087. The property location is 536 Swede Street, Norristown, PA 19401. Property owner is Urban Realty Ventures LLC, 6 Parkview Circle, Wayne, PA 19087. As stated on the zoning hearing board application, the applicant is requesting a special exception from Article 25, Nonconformities of Chapter 320, Zoning of the Code of the Municipality of Norristown as follows: 320-291, 3A3, alteration or extension to permit the conversion of a mixed use to a quadraplex in the town center district. Are the applicants available?
Good evening, Charles Campbell for the applicant.
And you were sworn in the last time, and so can you, anyone that you're going to have provide testimony, can you please have them sworn in?
Okay, Gaurav Krishnachri.
State by full name?
Gaurav, last name Krishnathri.
Last name. You both sound swear from the testimony about you? The whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. This matter was previously before the board. I believe we amended the application at the hearing to a variance from a special exception. But in any event, the board did approve the use of this property as a quadraplex. The municipality was not present for the hearing, but they did file an appeal to Common Pleas Court. The matter was heard by Judge Haas. The request was that the matter be remanded to the board for additional evidence and testimony. So we're here tonight for that purpose. Prior to the hearing, the applicant and the municipality discussed a middle ground for that the parties, those two parties do agree to, and that is for the use of the property as a duplex rather than a quadruplex. Of course, that use will be subject to the board's approval, but tonight we are amending our request again for approval of a variance for this property to be used as a residential duplex use. One unit on the first floor and the second unit on the upper floors.
With that, the municipality has no objection, no position going forward. Mr. Campbell has accurately accounted our discussions.
So you'll put on the new case for the amended application?
Okay, very well. Okay. Mr. Krishnachri, do you recall being before the board previously regarding this property?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And could you describe the property again?
The property is like 3 floor.
Keep your voice up. Could you stand over here so I can hear you? Sure. Keep your voice up.
The property is on 2 separate lots and it's on 3 floors. We have parking of 8 cars. And it used to be used as like a lawyer come tax bond or something office. And upstairs on the 3rd floor, there's a full bathroom. The property is in pretty rough shape, needs full rehab. And that's about it.
When we were here last time, you asked the board to approve the use of this property as a 4-unit residential building, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Is it correct, did I accurately state to the board your position now that you are asking for approval for this use of this property as a duplex residential?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, have you brought any evidence tonight with you to show how you would propose to configure the property as a residential duplex property?
So the first floor will be an apartment and the 2nd and 3rd floor will be combined to become 1 unit. We have emergency exit coming from the 2nd floor at the back. And on the 1st floor also, we have 2 separate exits.
Okay. You introduced an architect's drawing of the property previously. Do you have a new one?
No, it's the same old ones.
Okay. How, I guess, could we have,
Sworn in, walk it through.
could the expert, could the expert sworn in as well?
He was sworn in.
He's sworn- Okay.
Okay.
Sir, please state your name.
It's Kevin Sims.
All right, Mr. Sims, you are an architect, is that correct?
Correct.
And you've previously been accepted as an expert witness for architecture by this board, correct?
Yes.
On multiple occasions?
Yes.
And you were here at the last hearing where the proposed use was a quadraplex, correct?
Correct.
And you did some drawings to
Reflect.
show how, how it would be configured, correct?
Yes.
All right. Are you now aware that the proposed use is a duplex?
Yes.
Could you describe for the board how the property would be configured and what changes, if any, would need to be made?
Well, I mean, mainly you would centralize the kitchen on the second floor. The third floor is a partial third floor, so it's only one room and a bathroom. So that'd be a single bedroom. You would have 2 bedrooms on the second floor with a full living area with a kitchen, and then the stairs would just be the in-between unit for the second and third. So it'd be 1 unit on the second and third, and 1 unit on the first. Each has its own means of egress. The extra second floor has a back entryway. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty much cut and dry. No walls will be changed. No structural changes will be needed.
Can you repeat the layout of the unit on the second and third floor with the bedrooms and bathrooms?
Trying to show.
Hey, how's it going?
This is your same drawing that was submitted previously?
Yeah, same drawing.
Yeah.
So mainly the first floor will remain the same. And you see where we use the bottom. That's pretty much it.
So on the first floor, how many bedrooms? 2 bedrooms and 1 bath?
Yep.
Okay. And then on the second and third floor?
I would have actually 3 bedrooms and 2 baths.
At the last hearing, you had said there was 3 powder rooms, 1 full bathroom on the 3rd floor.
They're not functional, but they need to be
So one of those going to be the second?
to the kitchen. So I'm taking one of the power rooms and
Okay, and where are you getting the second bathroom for the second floor?
Any more questions from the board? Municipality?
The subject property is proposing to operate as a duplex after previously being used as a mixed-use property in the town center district. My apologies. The subject property is proposing to operate as a duplex after previously being used as a mixed use in the town center district.
Do you have any more testimony?
No, I think the other evidence from the previous proceeding as to hardship and the other elements to justify the variance has already been produced and accepted by the board and as proved by a preponderance of the evidence, and which is why he had a favorable decision. My client had a favorable decision previously. So we have no further information in addition to that. I mean, a duplex, if anything, would be less of an impact on the neighborhood than a quadruplex would be, so I submit that this proposed use is, I think, more desirable probably for everybody, rather than the quadruplex that was previously approved. So I don't think I have any argument beyond that.
Thank you. Does the municipality have any position on this file? No position. Thank you.
We're going to open the application up to the floor. Is there anyone here who would like to either speak for or against this application with its amendments from turning it into a quadruplex to a duplex? So it's to permit the conversion of a mixed use in the town center district to a duplex. Anyone here who would like to speak for or against the application? With that being said, this member of the board like to make a motion to close application number 19-25, request for a special exception.
I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion for application number 19-25, request for a special exception?
I'll make a request to approve application 1925 for the requested relief.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It's approved, 3-0. Thank you. The next application is application 72-25, which is a request for a variance. The applicant is Prime One Realty LLC, 6 Parkview Circle, Wayne, PA, 19087. The property location is 24 West Airy Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. Property owner, Prime One Realty LLC, 6 Parkview Circle, Wayne, PA, 19087. As stated on the zoning hearing board application, the applicant is requesting a variance from Article 25, nonconformities of Chapter 320, zoning of the Code of the Municipality of Norristown as follows: 320-292A, 2A3, restoration or reconstruction to permit the use of an abandoned duplex in the town center district. Right, yeah. So it is to permit the use of a duplex in the town center district in a mixed-use building.
Yes, ma'am.
Charles Campbell for the applicant. Members of the board, this is a continued hearing. Board previously heard evidence and testimony regarding my client's proposed use of the property as a residential duplex. The matter was continued because there was a murky, I would describe it as a murky picture of how the first floor of this property was being used by the party that sold the property to my client. The upstairs was always a residential unit. The downstairs, a long time ago, was used by an attorney as a law office. The property then passed to the owner that sold it to my client, and his evidence was that this purchaser used the property for his personal use, stayed there overnight, didn't operate a business there, but just used it for his own personal space. And I think the board was not clear that this property was really configured as a residential property on the first floor. I think perhaps because there was no evidence that there was a full bathroom there. There was just a powder room. So the matter was continued to allow my client to bring you additional evidence tonight in the way of photographs of the interior of this property. They already have those, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have those packets tonight, and I'd like to offer those. I don't know what exhibit number we're up to. Yes. And the first page is the architect's drawing that actually is already in evidence, but the photographs, I believe, are all new.
A6 were as-built drawings, so unless it's changed.
I'm sorry?
A6, we have as-built drawings that were introduced? Yeah. I just didn't want you to remark that.
I marked these A7, is that? The packet. Okay, and I think we'll start by having my client testify as to what, page by page, you've just been provided, okay? So, Mr. Krishnatri, you are the representative of the applicant, correct?
Yeah,
Okay. Now, I do have a A7 in your hand.
yes.
Okay, I'd like you to turn to the second page, which is the first photograph in the packet. What does that photograph portray?
It's for the front of the house. House front.
Okay, I'd like you to turn to page 2 and tell the board what that depicts.
That's the hallway entrance.
Okay, is that from the front door?
Yeah,
How many entrances are there to this property?
2 entrances.
Where are they located?
One in the front and one from the backyard.
Okay. So is it correct that,
Oh, sorry, 3. I'm sorry. There's 3 entrances. There's also another entrance from the basement in the backyard.
so the second photograph shows the hallway from
The front of
the
house.
front entrance, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when were these photographs taken? Recently?
Yeah, recent.
Okay. Do these photographs depict the current condition of the property?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Third photograph?
Is for the steps going to the basement.
Okay. And that
From the first floor.
that photograph is marked as basement steps, correct?
Yeah.
The fourth photograph marked basement outside exit.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is the outside exit from the basement.
That photo, the basement outside exit,
Yeah,
this is the proposed ingress egress for the basement, which would have 2 proposed bedrooms, correct?
yeah,
And then does this go out to like dormer doors, or how does,
I'm sorry.
I think I was expecting more photos of the ingress egress for the basement. Does this go out to dormers in the backyard?
It's like storm doors, backhoe doors,
Back doors at the back.
like storm doors. I think the proposal would be to make a well and turn it into a traditional upright door. No, upright door, not even, yeah. That'd be the proposal.
Is that like a walkout, or
That'd be a walkout, yes, once you do that.
is it ground level? Like
No,
you could
it's
walk out?
About 60 inches below grade, once you open that door.
There'd be a door and then steps up to the backyard?
Correct.
Okay, I'll let you go through more of the photos.
Next photograph is marked APT2 third floor hallway. Describe what that shows.
That's the apartment 2 third floor hallway.
Okay.
So apartment 2 consists of like second floor and the third floor.
And this photograph is taken from the third floor looking down to the second floor?
Yes, that's right.
And what's on the third, what is proposed to be on the third floor?
So third floor will be only the bedrooms for the apartment 2.
How many?
There's going to be 3 bedrooms on the third floor.
Is there a bathroom up there?
No, the bathroom is on the second floor.
So is there a plan to make a bathroom on the third floor?
No,
All right, the next photograph is APT2 steps. What does that show?
that shows like from the first floor when you're going to the apartment 2 to the second floor, those are the steps.
Next photograph is apartment 2 living room.
Yeah, that shows the living room on the second floor facing towards the road.
So what is proposed to be put on these in the second floor?
Second floor, there's no changes. The layout is going to be the same.
So is there presently a kitchen there?
Yes.
That's the next photograph,
Yeah,
correct?
that's the next photograph.
Apartment 2 kitchen is the next photograph that's marked. The kitchen that's in there now, correct?
Yeah,
Is it, and that's a full kitchen?
yeah, that's a full kitchen.
And just to refresh the board's recollection, in the previous proceeding, you testified as to how the second and third floor property, the second and third floor unit has been used for a significant period of time, correct?
Yeah, the previous tenant was there for like 38 plus years or something.
And she's now gone?
Yeah, she's now gone because the apartment is in really bad shape. The floors are like, the walls are bad, the floors are coming out, it's carpets. They have like tapes all over the carpets. And she was covering, when any inspection was coming, she was covering with rugs and all that stuff. And we were like, no, and there were like leaks and all that stuff. We were like, no, sorry, we have to renovate the apartment.
Okay. Next photograph is marked apartment 2, bedroom 3. That's on the third floor?
Yeah, that's on the third floor.
Next photograph is apartment 2, bedroom 2,
Yep.
also on the third floor.
Also on the third floor.
Next one is apartment 2, bedroom 1. And
That's
again-
also on the third floor.
okay. Next photograph is apartment 2, bathroom. Is that a full bath at the present time?
Yeah, that's a full bathroom.
And what floor is that on?
That's on the second floor. When you come from the steps from the first floor, the first thing is the bathroom, then the kitchen, then the living room, and the steps going for the third floor, the layout.
Okay, now the first floor, that was the floor that you testified was used by the owner for his
Yeah.
personal space, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, so, do you know what the square footage is of the first floor?
he would know. Maybe it's on the,
It's on the drawing, but it's probably about 520.
520?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what is shown in the first floor, room 2?
when you enter from the hallway, that's the door, and it shows like just an empty room. They had leaks on the main pipe and all that stuff, so they had like the drywalls there and like a couple of patches all over the place.
Is this view from, looking from the front of the building toward the back, or from the back toward the front?
From the front entering the first floor.
Okay. This is me going from the back. This is the main door.
Oh, hold on.
I'm sorry, this is the main door right here. On your left.
Okay, so the front entrance is on the left side?
Yeah, that's the main door.
The left side, yes.
Okay. And that's the door that looks like it's ajar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's on a 45-degree angle.
Okay. Okay, the next photo is marked first floor rear room.
Yeah,
Is that the room directly behind the room we just looked at?
yes, that's right. And it also has an outside entrance to it as well, to the yard and the alleyway.
Okay, so the front entrance leads to which unit? To both units or to one unit?
To both units.
Okay.
There's two separate doors. One takes you from the step to apartment 2, and then there's another door on the side that takes you to this.
Okay, so if you go through the front door, you enter into a hallway?
Yes. that's
And then there's one door that leads to the second floor, there's one that just opens up into the first floor?
Yes. that's
Okay. Next photo is first floor, middle room 2, correct?
Yeah, that's the same room that we showed earlier.
So how many rooms in total are on the first floor?
There's 1, 2, 3.
Does that include a bathroom?
There was 4, it was demolished. In this corner right here.
All right, well,
Room 4 was like,
the first floor, middle room 2, was there a bathroom in that room?
And no, it was in the basement.
All right, next photo is first floor, middle room 1. Was there plumbing in that room for a powder room?
No, the plumbing is for going to the second floor. I'm sorry, first floor, middle room 2 and middle room 1, they're both the same.
May I refer to Mr. Sims on this
Yeah,
one?
right here, corner.
Okay, okay. All right, so Mr. Sims is,
This on the record?
yes, please. I'm just bouncing between witnesses here. I don't know if that's permitted, but, okay.
Yeah, right here in the corner, there was a plumbing and there was an imprint of a toilet.
Oh, you're pointing to the first floor, middle room
Yeah.
one. Okay, where is there's rough plumbing there?
There's rough plumbing here.
Could you indicate where it is?
Right, where this little, I guess, walk-in assistant thing here, there's pipes coming out the floor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Right.
is it correct that there's a piece of irregularly cut drywall in the center of the photograph, correct?
Yes.
All right, and next to that, leaning against that is a
Walk-in assistant.
assisted
Yeah.
walking device?
A walk-in assistant device.
I need everybody to talk one at a time. All three of you are talking at the same time, one at a time.
Okay.
Say it again.
So there's a walk-in assistant device in the photo. There's rough plumbing coming out the floor. So there's a cold supply line and then a waste line in the floor.
And is it correct, that's where you believe there was a powder room?
Yes.
And last photograph is the first floor front room, Mr. Krishnatri.
Yeah.
What is that view? That's looking toward the front of the building, correct?
Yeah, that's right. And it also has a fireplace.
Now, is it correct that both of these units require complete total rehabilitation?
Yeah.
All right, you can't, the present zoning is town center, which, unless a variance is granted, requires the first floor to be used as for commercial use, unless the board were to find that the previous owners used it as for residential purposes. So assuming the board does not so find, what is your position with respect to your ability to use that first floor property for a business?
I don't think anyone wants, like, based on our experience and the number of buildings I have in the neighborhood and in one block from the courthouse, there's a shortage of housing units, but there are no takers for office spaces.
Okay, Mr. Sims indicated that he believed that the square footage of the first floor was about 520 square feet.
Yes.
In your opinion, is that a big enough space in these modern times to be used for commercial purposes?
I don't think so, because there's no parking there, would be very difficult. I was here previously for a similar building next door, and the previous owner was unable to rent it out as a commercial space. It was in the market for a very long time. And then another friend of mine in 500 block of Swede Street, he had the building in a very good condition building, like couple of buildings, the white buildings for like 500 block for 2 years for rent or sale. He was unable to sell it out or rent it out. And he was willing to subdivide the spaces as needed, but no luck.
Have you commenced the rehabilitation of this project yet?
No, I haven't started.
Rehabilitation of this property yet, I'm sorry.
No, I haven't started.
Okay. Is the decision of the board going to affect how you restore this property?
Yeah,
In what way?
depending on like what they give us the permission, office space would be next to impossible to rent it out. So even if we make it an office space and we don't get any tenants or something, then we have to go back, reconfigure it to residential and all that stuff. And that's going to take too much time and money.
And I believe in your previous testimony, you indicated that there are at least half the properties on that block are fully residential, correct?
Yeah, more than half.
I don't think we have anything further.
Is that the extent of your testimony?
Yes.
So, the last time you came in front of us, I know one thing that we asked you to do, because you keep testifying that it's virtually impossible to rent out office space in that block, although you did state and you did list the number of offices that are in fact in that block along with residential. So you would concur that there are a number of offices in that block?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and we asked you about, what do I want to say, advertising it. Did you advertise it during this last month to see? So you did make any effort to do that? And in addition,
I showed it to a realtor, and the realtor said like it needs to be like fully gutted. You need to reconfigure the property in order for us to show it, because the condition of the property doesn't allow just to like.
so your testimony stating that no one wants any offices, that's just a guess. That's just from your mind, because you made no effort to try to rent it. You didn't put a sign in the window, you said you showed it to a realtor, but you didn't advertise it or anything of that nature.
And all the offices that are.
No, my question was,
Yeah, I
did you advertise it?
No, I did not.
Okay. In addition, when you were here the last time, you discussed the floor plan of the first floor. And on the first floor, it was stated that there was a kitchen, but I don't see any kitchen whatsoever in the pictures that you provided.
No, we said, maybe my mistake or something, we said like there's a kitchen area that could be at the back.
Proposed, you never
They're
proposed.
proposed.
Right, so there is no kitchen because you were saying it was almost, correct? You're shaking your head, just wait till I answer the question. You said that he used it for his personal use, but you attempted to address almost that he had it set up almost like an apartment, somewhat like an apartment, but there is no kitchen that's there currently, correct? Now, I heard you guys were mumbling. Is there a bathroom there, or is there not a bathroom on that
I
floor?
believe the evidence was from Mr. Sims that there's evidence that because of the rough plumbing, that there was a powder room on the first floor in the past, but not rough plumbing to indicate that there was a full bath in the past.
That floor is shot right there.
And you, at the last time, you discussed a hardship versus trying to find somebody because there wouldn't be anybody who would rent office space. But if I heard you correctly, and the other piece of it was that the person who lived on the second and third floor had been there for 37 years. Was she evicted, or?
No. She wants to come back to the apartment once we fix it. She's like 70 plus years of age. She wants a ground floor apartment. I told her like as soon as we fix it, we would be happy to have you back.
So she's displaced? Did you put her somewhere else, or you
No.
couldn't fix the apartment around her?
Yeah.
You,
We offered her places that we have available, but she chose to go to Conshohocken. Her friend had a place, so she moved.
okay.
I had like a couple of other properties. I gave her the option. She decided to move to Conshohocken.
So based on the pictures you submitted, the whole building is in need of repair.
Yes.
So whether or not the first floor remains mixed use as it is, the whole building still has to get taken care of, right?
Yeah.
And there's currently not plumbing on the first floor to set up a bathroom per se. So all of that would have to be done as well, correct?
Yeah, we will be doing all the plumbing, electrical, everything.
So when you talk about a hardship, where are you seeing the extra hardship is where I'm trying to
The
understand.
hardship would be if we put so much money to make it an office and all that stuff, and then we're unable to rent it out. It's going to take like 6 or 8 months to fix the building. And then after 1 year, we see like we are unable to rent it out. The interest that we are paying on the loan amount that we took for the building and all that stuff, that all adds up, and that's where the hardship comes.
But it's wide open right now, so it would be less money to just convert it over to an office than it would be to separate the rooms and try to, did you bring anything as far as numbers are concerned as to what it would be to have a wide open space for an office versus converting it or attempting to convert it into a duplex?
Duplex, I could give some numbers based on the experience, but office space, I don't have that experience. Recently, we just did a mixed-use building in Norristown where we put a restaurant and all that stuff. And apartments on top. I do have numbers for that. But for office building, it's completely different ball game. Commercial, internet wires, all that stuff. There's a lot of things that goes on. So I need to.
That's all the questions I have at the moment. Anyone else
And
from the board?
also, like
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
handicap accessibility is also an issue.
Still be a question, yeah.
I was going to address that.
ADA requirement would still be an issue. The ADA?
Okay, well, that would be an issue either way, correct?
No, not a residential, no.
So you don't need to have that for a residential? Okay. Any other questions from the board?
We're not approving the number of bedrooms, right? We're just approving the use.
The use, of the first floor and basement, converting it from the office to residential use.
Yeah, I don't like the configuration with bedrooms in the basement. So are you open to a configuration if we were to approve this? Limiting the bedrooms, because right now 3 bedrooms proposing on 2 floors of a basement and a first floor. It just seems like a lot.
Yeah, we can do that.
You'd be open to reducing the bedrooms and not having bedrooms in the basement?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry, so the condition would be that there are no bedrooms in the basement?
Asking if you're open to it.
Oh, it'll be zero, okay.
Yes.
Understand that,
Yeah,
right?
we
Okay.
should be okay. We
Alright,
can
thank
put
you.
the bathroom downstairs. And then,
Just put everything on the first floor, that'd be
yeah,
fine.
that would be fine.
Yeah.
And use a storage as the basement.
So that configuration would be bedrooms on the first floor and basement storage. Who has access to that?
And just the first floor apartment guys, no one else.
It makes you happy, you can cap it off and just completely close it off. If when you need to get the basement from outside, you can do that too. That makes it more accurate.
And the second and third floor will basically, will remain as is, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. What does the rear look like? What does the rear look like?
It's a grass yard, but the thing is, it's a parking lot behind it, so it's kind of like, I don't know, more or less.
But you do remember us asking you to advertise this property, and you do remember us telling you that?
Yes.
But you did not, correct?
No, I checked with my realtor, as I said, but I didn't.
Okay.
Can you walk us through, so looking at these photos, we've said that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Can you walk us through some of the structural, cosmetic, like what kind of improvements? Are you going down to the studs, all new floors? Like, can you walk through the improvements plan?
Starting from the front, all new windows, hallway, all new floors, dry walls. Then, like, if we go to the next one, basement new steps, because the steps are like this. And then new paint, new kitchen cabinets, new plumbing, new electrical, new HVAC units, new stucco at the back, everything brand new.
Thank you.
New steps going to the second floor, all this carpet ripped out. It's in bad condition. Subfloors may have to fix.
Yeah, they got some water damage, water
Yeah.
intrusion.
Anything more from the board? You have anything additional?
Yes. The subject property is located within the town center district, with the applicant proposing to operate as a duplex. The property has been acknowledged as a mixed-use property since as early as 2001. One.
So if I understand the municipality's report, are you saying 2001 was the last time it was identified as mixed use? Yeah.
Is that the end of your testimony?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm going to open it to the floor. Is anybody there who would like to either testify either for or against this application? Is anyone present who would like to testify either for or against this application? No one's present. That being said, does the board have a motion to close this application?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Does the board have a decision on this application 72-25?
I'll make a motion to approve the application for the requested variance for a duplex under the condition that there are no bedrooms in the basement. Bedrooms are only contained to the first floor unit and the second and third floors.
How about any other living space in the basement?
No other living space in the basement, no living room, dining room, any kitchen, nothing like that. Just storage for the basement.
Bathroom, means no bathroom, too.
Oh,
Yeah, we should be okay.
go ahead. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. It's 2-1. It was approved. The next application is application 01-26, request for a variance. Applicant Small Wonders Academy of Learning, LLC, 532 East Marshall Street, Norristown, PA 19401. Property location 516 East Marshall Street, Norristown, PA 19401. Property owner Cash Associates, 2020 Silverwood Drive, Newtown, PA 18940. As stated on the zoning hearing board application, the applicant is requesting a variance from Article 5, R2 Residence District of Chapter 320 zoning of the Code of the Municipality of Norristown as follows: 320-41, use regulations to permit a daycare in the R2 residential district.
I would like to state for the record that I have a relationship with Small Wonders Academy. My children have gone there years and years ago, and my grandchildren currently go there. So I just wanted to make that note for the board. And I would like to participate in the hearing as long as there are no objections.
Does anyone have an objection to Mr. Hayes continuing?
No, we do not.
And I guess I should say, I have a relationship with the owner ever since I was a child, and she was a child, so unless anyone has an objection as well.
Again, is there any objection to Ms. Pierce continuing?
No objection.
Thank you. Please continue.
Okay, my name is Max Lieberman. I'm a lawyer for Small Wonders, and we're here to ask for the variance as recited by the Vice Chairwoman. I have two witnesses who I will call. Small Wonders is asking for this variance so it can operate a daycare and learning center for young children in the premises at 516 East Market Street. This is a use that is very similar to uses that are permitted in the R2 district by special exceptions such as a family daycare center and public, private, and parochial schools. I have here Mr. Cameron Shahzad, who is the principal member of the limited liability company that's the owner. He will testify that Small Wonders has his authority to pursue this application. And then I have Ms. Mary Darden, who is the principal of Small Wonders, who will carry the rest of the testimony.
Thank you. We'll have them both sworn in if we could, Mr. Lieberman.
I'm sorry.
We'll have them both sworn in.
Oh,
Mary Darden, D-A-R-D-E-N.
Sir?
Cameron Shazad, K-A-M-R-A-N, last name S-H-A-H-Z-A-D.
Do you both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
okay. Mr. Shazad, state your name and address for the record, please.
Cameron Shazad, 2020 Silverwood Drive, Newtown, PA.
And what is your relationship to Cash Associates LLC?
I'm the managing member.
And is Cash Associates LLC the owner of 516 East Market Street?
Yes,
And on behalf of Cash Associates, do you authorize Small Wonders Academy of Learning LLC to apply for this zoning relief?
I do.
Why? Will you tell the board why?
Yeah, the property is currently vacant. The property used to be a beauty cosmetology school. It's been vacant for about 2 years now. Honestly, the property is very well designed for a daycare facility. Quite frankly, I think the first rationale is the actual parking lot itself. There's a flow, there's 2 entrances and exits on the premises on the east and west side of the building. There's ample amount of parking spaces, like there's almost 20 plus parking spaces for the employees or parents that come and drop off their children. The building itself is really set up safe to be accommodating children, the right appropriate space, as well as the exits and entrances on the building itself. I think the second key reason is I truly, genuinely feel like this is the right thing to do for the community as well. I think a daycare facility is going to benefit the community and also just working parents in the community itself. Lastly, I think personally and selfishly, I want to make sure that I put a business operator in this building that's going to sustain the right level of support for the community and also have an operation that makes sense. You know, Mary approached me for this building a few months back. We've been kind of engaging in the process. I've done my due diligence, honestly. First off, checked out her current existing business, and I have to say, from the reviews that I've heard from parents, you know, I know her staff, and then also just kids in the facility just have nothing but great things to say about Mary. So honestly, it would be a pleasure for me to rent this space out.
And if this variance is granted, do you intend to enter into a lease with Small Wonders?
I do.
I'm going to show you a document that's marked Exhibit A6. Is that a copy of the lease you intend to get into?
It is.
May I present a copy to the board members, please?
Please, thank you.
I have no further questions of Mr. Shazad.
Does the board have any questions?
No.
Please continue, Mr. Lieberman.
All right, now I'd like to call Ms. Mary Darden as a witness. Mary, would you state your name and address for the record, please?
Mary Darden, 532 East Marshall Street, Norristown, Pennsylvania.
And what is your relationship to the applicant Small Wonders Academy of Learning LLC?
I am the managing member.
And does Small Wonders have the same address as you?
Yes, Small Wonders in-home childcare does have the same address as I.
Do you have prior experience in operating a child care center?
Yes, I do. I am currently operating a child care center in my home at 532 East Marshall Street, and we have been in existence for 28 years.
And are you licensed by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania?
Yes, I am. Small Wonders in-home childcare is licensed.
I'm going to show you a document that I've marked as Exhibit A1. Is this a copy of the license that you presently have?
Yes.
And will Small Wonders be licensed also?
Yes, Small Wonders Academy of Learning will be licensed contingent on signing of the lease and variance.
Okay, and the lease you're going to sign is the lease that we've already submitted as Exhibit A6, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you briefly describe the services you'll be providing at this location?
We will be providing services for children ages 18 months up to 6 years of age, year-round, Monday through Friday. And the program will be set up that the children will have a curriculum and will be going towards graduating and meeting the expectations to go into kindergarten.
And about how many children do you anticipate will be taking advantage of your services?
We are looking to provide services for up to 60 children.
And
60 children, yes.
and how many staff members will you employ?
We will be employing 6 staff members, including myself, along with my Director of Operations.
And can you tell us where precisely the property is located?
Property is located on East Marshall Street between High and Violet Streets and across from Chestnut Alley.
I'm going to show you a document that I've been marked as Exhibit A2, and can you tell us what A2 is?
Okay, AT2 is just a document of the building itself and the parking lot.
Getting my exercise. And I'm going to show you a document that's been marked as Exhibit A3 and ask if you will tell us what that is. As soon as I can lay my hands on it here. Oh, it's right here.
Okay, that is just a shot of the, again, the, where the property is located and also the parking lot.
And it shows the surrounding area.
Yes.
Tell us about the neighborhood where the property is located, please.
The neighborhood is a residential neighborhood with some mixed-use buildings there. We have the American Legion that is on that lot to the west, and also some townhouses to the east of the property.
And I'm going to show you some photographs that I've marked as A4, A through D, and I'm going to ask you to tell us what this is. First of all, would you tell us what A4 is?
A4 is the front of the property.
And A4B,
A4B is the left side of the property.
and it shows part of the parking
Parking
lot.
lot, yes.
A4C,
Is to the right of the property with more parking.
and A4D.
Is the rear of the building with more parking.
Now tell us about the interior of the building.
The interior of the building will be the main floor that Small Wonders Academy of Learning will be in use of, and it's about 3,000 square feet with about 5 large rooms along with 2 bathrooms.
And, I'm sorry, how many square feet did you say?
3,000 square feet.
Okay, now, I understand there are 2 apartments on the second floor. Will you be leasing those apartments?
No.
Okay, and do you have some photographs of the interior of the building to show the board?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm going to show you photographs that have been marked A5, A through E, and ask you to tell us what they are. What is A5A?
The A5A is one of the rooms to the right of the entrance as you come in to the building.
And A5B?
A5B is one of the rear rooms to the left of the building.
And A5C?
Is a room to the left of the, the right, another room to the right of the building that also has an exit.
And A5D?
That is an area to the left of the building that is in the rear that actually houses the 1 bathroom and also the area where the other bathrooms will go.
And A5E?
And that is a room to the right of the building, and again, it also has 2 exits, a larger room.
Changes to the building?
Yes, we will be putting in more child-sized toilets, stalls, and also sinks.
What will the hours of operation be?
7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Will there be any impact on traffic?
No, because of the parking lot and the parents being able to pull into the parking lot, there should be no excess traffic.
Now, presently at 516, you're going to move that operation down to 532, is that correct?
I will be moving the operation from 532 to 516 East Marshall Street.
And how do people drop off the children at 516?
The children will be dropping the children off.
I'm sorry, I meant at 532.
The children, the parents will usually use the parking that is on the street.
And in the new location,
They will be using the parking in the parking lots.
so it'll be safer and less congested.
Yes.
And what arrangements are you going to make with respect to trash?
We will be having a commercial trash removal.
Do you anticipate generating very much trash?
No, not at all, and there will be no hazardous trash.
And are there other non-residential uses near the property?
Yes, there is the American Legion, Post 39, to the right of the property.
And what is the hardship that this variance is, would overcome if it's granted?
If this variance is granted, it will allow my current program of operation to expand, to bring in more parents that are currently on my wait list and have been on my wait list for a while because I am unable to accommodate them in the space that I currently have.
And is this the minimum variance you could ask for?
Yes.
And what would happen if the variance is not granted?
That would leave a deficit for the parents where they won't have they won't be able to have a place to place their children that have been waiting on our wait list and have also inquired about our program.
Will this variance be beneficial to the community?
Yes.
In what way?
It will allow us to open up more to the community as far as spaces for the children and also for the families and also for employment.
Would granting this variance change the nature of the neighborhood?
No.
Will granting this variance be detrimental in any way to the health, safety, welfare, or morals of the surrounding community?
No.
What impact will this variance have, if it's granted, on the use of municipal services such as police, fire protection, schools, etc.?
None.
Is there anything else you would like to tell the board?
Yes. And
Go ahead.
I would like just to state that as I have testified, is that I have been in service for close to 30 years. I have been an educator for 45 years, and I have had parents that I have not been able to take because of the fact that I was not able to expand my business to a place that I felt that was going to meet the parents' needs, provide the size that would be needed for the children, and also allow me to have a program that would be an asset to the community along with a building block for the children as they go into kindergarten.
I have no further questions of this witness.
And does that conclude your testimony?
That concludes our testimony.
Anyone have any questions?
I have a couple questions. In one of the exhibits you presented, A5A showing the interior, there's a staircase. Does that go up to the apartments that are on the second floor?
Yeah, we're actually in the process of modifying the front and the back, so there's actually gonna be a staircase that goes in, that is already existing, that goes to the apartments, and then the one in that exhibit will be closed off in a hallway in one of the front entrances, and now will go directly to the apartments. It will not be accessible to the daycare.
So after those renovations, before the daycare is in use, there will be no interior access between the daycare and the
That's correct.
apartments?
That's exactly why we're closing that hallway off, so it will no longer have any access.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because the daycare will have children, is there any kind of screening for the apartment residents as far as like Megan's Law or any of those considerations?
Absolutely. I mean, quite frankly, we don't have any tenants in place now, so we're going through the rehab. So in about 30 to 60 days, we're gonna start the process for screening. So absolutely, we'll take that into consideration.
Thank you. Is there any exterior lighting since your hours will, it'll be dark in the winter for some of your open hours during drop-off and pickup?
Yeah, yes, there will be. We're gonna have flood lighting systems on the front, two sides, and then also the rear.
Okay. And will one entrance be marked as entrance only and the other is exit only, or will they both be used for entrance and exit?
I think they can both be used for either, but, you know, we can go through the process. There's a better way to run the efficiency of the of the school, then we can have them be open. I think there's flexibility, because there's actually two side entrances, there's a front entrance, and then in the basement, there's actually a walkout exit as well, if that makes sense. So again,
Will that all be
one on each side.
designated and communicated to the parents of how the flow
Yes.
should work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question I wrote down. You spoke to trash. I would imagine you'll be making breakfast and lunch for the 60 children as
Yes.
well in the care? So whatever trash you're looking to secure would accommodate all that, the food waste that you would have from,
Commercial
okay,
trash removal.
that was all my questions.
You have anything?
I have a question for Ms. Darden. The property, does it have a designated area, play area outside?
No, currently it does not. We will be getting a variance from Oakdale to use my current yard.
So using the current property that you have operations at as the sort of the play area?
Yes.
For children?
Excuse me? Oakdale, I'm sorry. OCDEL.
And I guess my other question, as far as parking, you said the lot has about 20 spaces.
Yes,
So is that where, obviously drop-off, pickup, but that's also where employees would park as well?
yes.
That's all I have.
And I know moving to a facility is a lot different than being in a residential in your home. So is there, having never been in the building, I don't know how it currently exists. So is there a buzz system, or how do the parents, because I know you said there's different entrances, but how will the parents get in versus just?
We'll have a main entrance at drop-off. The other entrances are more or less emergency entrances, and there was be a buzzing system, as I currently have at my current facility.
Municipality?
The subject property is located in the R2 district, proposing to operate as a daycare after previously operating as a mixed-use property.
Nothing else?
We have no further testimony. I'd like to move my exhibits into evidence.
They're admitted, thank you.
I wanted to open it up to the community. Is there anyone here who would like to testify either for or against the application? And if you would like to testify for the application, please step to the podium.
Absolutely. Gregory Scott, 314 James Street, Norristown, Pennsylvania. SCOTT, GREGORY. I do. Good evening, Madam Vice Chairwoman and members of the board. My name is Gregory Scott, and I just wanted to stand up, excuse my voice, but want to make you all aware, which you are intimately aware because we are neighbors, we all live in the municipality, but that we have a literacy problem here in the Norristown area school district. We're building prisons based upon third grade reading scores. Every expert in education points to the same things to reverse this trend, and chief among them is increasing access to quality early childhood education. We have a shortage of high quality early childhood seats in our Norristown school district, but it is nearly obsolete in the municipality as compared to the other municipalities within the school district. Here you have Ms. Mary Darden, who is a homeowner, a tax-paying resident municipality, a person who has invested her hard-earned time, money, and resources into improving the quality of life of our community by investing in the most precious and the most vulnerable among us. She's not asking for a handout. She's not asking to chop up a house and cram a bunch of apartments. She's here to get a permission to expand her successful business of over 28 years into an appropriate size space with parking to give our kids and more kids a quality space to learn, grow, thrive, and ready on day one to become kindergartners. I know this is the second time that she's been here. I'm respectfully asking that all the board members here tonight vote in favor of this application so we can have more kids ready for day one on kindergarten. I'd also, in terms of hardship, I would also like to point out that the current configuration, the way the business is, I would argue, presents more of a hardship to the community than this one. This will provide that community with a relief to allow parents to park in a designated safe parking space to bring children out of a car instead of parking in a fire hydrant, in front of a fire hydrant, which it currently exists. And then more importantly, in terms of track records, she's got a 28-year track record of making sure that kids are ready to learn on day one. I'd ask that you guys consider this favorably and vote tonight in favor of this application. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My dear, are you coming?
Madeira Robinson. Madeira, M-Y-D-E-R-A. Robinson, R-O-B-I-N-S-O-N.
Solemnly swear or affirm testimony about the case with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good evening, Board. I just stand before you tonight to affirm this opportunity. I hope that you will take, as I know you will, the information in with diligence. I come to just affirm the impact Small Wonders has been in our community, as stated multiple times, over 2 decades, coming up on 3 decades now, as a councilwoman in this community, but more importantly, as a resident in this community. I had my first job at Small Wonders when I was a youth. My son is going on to go to there. As you early stated, we have seen generations go through Small Wonders, where children's children have gone on to go to Small Wonders. There has been years and years over impact. It's been a wonder. Small is not exactly the way to speak of the impact. In fact, it has been great. Small is just the name that it holds, but it holds a great place in our hearts. I hope you'll just consider that. I just wanted to speak to that as evidence of the work that has been done, as evidence of the impact, and I am excited for the opportunity for expansion and the opportunity to see more. My only regret in all of this is that she didn't have a K-12 college by now so my son could keep going. But cheers to you all, and I hope that you will consider this diligently. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Tiffany Todd, Tiffani, last name Todd, Todd. And I do. My former chapter in life, when I moved to Norristown, was working as a child care researcher for 8 years, trying to locate daycare for children across the country. And it is, I almost said a bad word, but it was nearly impossible. The wait lists are so incredible. And sitting there listening to the testimony and the opportunity that Norristown could have to expand for something that is so greatly needed, I know that you guys have to say yes to it. But I just wanted to say that this would be a really wonderful opportunity to Norristown, something that is direly needed everywhere.
Thank you.
Alice Taylor. Alice, A-L-I-C-E, Taylor, T-A-Y-L-O-R. I do. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I just wanted to say that Mary Darden has been my mentor for the past 10 years. I came up under her as far as my daycare, and because of her, I was able to go up to my group daycare because of her mentoring me, and she, has taken me under her wing through the whole thing, and she has 25 years of experience, so I'm learning so much. And because of her, I was able to advance to my second star of Keystone Stars Quality, and so I owe it all to her, and I'm so grateful that she's given this opportunity. It's going to be the greatest daycare.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to testify for or against the application? If not, is there a motion from the board do you have anything further?
I just want to ask the board for kind consideration of this application, and we appreciate the opportunity to have addressed you.
Thank you. Is there a motion from the board?
I'll make a motion, we close case 1-26.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion from the board?
I'll make a motion to approve case 1-26 with the condition that all interior access to the above apartments is closed.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The application is approved, 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next application is application 04-26, which is a request for a variance. Applicant is Tia Pagan, 542 Astor Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. Property location is 1100 Green Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. The property owner is Rose Marie Delva, 2048 Mill Road, Norristown, PA, 19403. As stated on the zoning hearing board application, the applicant is requesting a variance from Article 5, R2 Residence District of Chapter 320 zoning of the Code of the Municipality of Norristown as follows. 320-41, use and regulations, to permit a supervised residential living for no more than 5 youth individuals. Are you the applicant?
Yes, I am the applicant. Yes, my name is Tia Pagan, Tiapagan. I do.
Ms. Pagan, is anyone here from the owner, Rosemarie Delva?
I have the zoning acknowledgement, and I also have the owner authorization letter and the lease.
If she could hand those up, please.
Yes.
So I've been handed a copy of it. It's currently an unsigned lease between the applicant, Tia Pagan, and the owner. However, she did also offer an owner authorization letter, which is signed electronically by the owner of the property on February 24th, which permits her to pursue the zoning application. And a zoning acknowledgement addendum, also dated February 24th, signed electronically by both Ms. Pagan and the owner of the property. Up to the board whether they want to proceed under these circumstances. This establishes enough standing for her to continue. Ideally, the lease signed would be enough, but she has the electronic signatures on these other documents.
The electronic signatures hold the same.
I think they're fine. Yeah.
I have no problem with it.
And why don't we, before we begin, we'll mark the application as A1, and we'll mark, it's an unsigned lease, but we'll mark it as A2. The zoning, the owner authorization letter, A3, and the zoning acknowledgement addendum, A4. Thank you. If you could continue presenting your case.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Tia Pagan. I am the applicant, and the property owner has provided written authorization for me to appear to this evening. I am seeking approval for a family-style residential household in the R2 district. The intent of this use is residential in scale and character. The home will operate as a household consistent with the surrounding neighborhood with no interior changes, no signage, and no public access. I appreciate the opportunity to clarify how the proposed use fits within the ordinance, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
So will you, I'm sorry, I was going to ask you to provide testimony as to how it will fit, or what is your purpose for the use of the home?
The purpose for my use of the home is to provide foster children with more stable housing in a family setting and not in a, just in a, like in a family-style residential household. That's it, sorry.
So you're going to have 5 children there. What would be the ages of the
Yes,
individuals?
no more than 5 children. The ages will vary between 12 and 17.
And will you have any adult supervision?
Yes, we will have adult supervision,
24 hours a day?
24 hours a day.
Will they be residing there, or would they come in shifts?
They will rotate in shifts.
Are you, it sounds like you're describing a group home, but you're not giving it that title. So is that what you're referring to?
No, it would be a family-style residential and not like necessarily a group home.
Please explain the difference.
So a group home is definitely over 6 children. Under 6 children would be family-style residential, just living in a family style living with like daily routines and yeah, it'll be in a different sense. When I use the term group home, I guess after reviewing the definitions, like a more accurate description would be a family style home. The family style home is only accommodating the 5 youth, no more than the 5 youth.
So is the only difference that you're stating is number?
Yes.
Okay, so, because even in a group home, you follow routines, because you're saying family-style living is normally when there's a mother and father or a designated, quote, foster parent, so to speak, and they stay there. What you're describing is people coming in doing shifts, correct?
Yes.
And so I don't know that that's considered family style. And I'm just coming from 20-plus years in child welfare. So can you expand on, because you're saying ages 12 to 17, is that what you're saying?
It is 12 to 17.
So can you expand on what it is that you're describing as regular style living? 12 to 17, you're involved in school. So what is it that you're referring to, one? Question number 2 is, why did you pick this location? Do you live anywhere in the vicinity of this location? And have you spoken to the residents of the neighborhood? Those are the 3 questions that I would like answered.
Okay. I do live in the residence, well, not in the residence, in the area. I live at 542 Astor Street. 542 Astor Street. I have met a few and talked to a few different residents at 1100 Green Street to let them know what was coming and any ideas or suggestions that they may have had. Everybody seems pretty comfortable with the idea of it. It is a very friendly style neighborhood, as they said. There are a lot of kids in the community. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
I asked what type of programs that you're describing? What is the type of schedule that you're describing? I asked, did you speak to the people in the neighborhood, but you didn't verse to me what exactly was your feedback and where you live, but you said you live in the community, but you lived on the west end of town, and we're talking about the east end of town. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So it is a 5-minute difference from where I currently live. Sorry, there's a 5-minute difference from where I reside now at 542 and 1100 Green Street. Sorry. 1 second.
The activities.
The activities that will be happening will be like drop off to school. We help with the county, OCUI, helping drop off the kids to school, pick up the kids from school, make sure they stay on task academically. We're also teaching them like life skills, just the basics of like how to be in a household, how to actually do laundry, how to cook, clean, and reside with other children around their age.
And these children will come from the Office of Children and Youth of Montgomery County?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you run any type of facility like this previously? Do you have any experience?
I have not ran a facility like this before, but I do foster 3 children of my own currently in my residential household.
Any questions?
Would any of the children require medical or health care of any kind?
No, none of the children will.
Will there be any services provided to them on the site, either medical or mental health?
No.
Does the building require any modification to support this proposal?
No, it doesn't.
Can you describe the building as far as the layout, the bedrooms and living
Yeah.
space?
Yes. It is a corner house. The backyard is pretty long. It's a pretty big backyard. Inside there are 5 bedrooms and there are 2 bathrooms. There are 3 different floors. There's 3 bedrooms on the 2nd floor and 2 bedrooms on the 3rd floor. There's a bathroom on each of those floors. There's no bathroom on the main floor, which has the living room, the kitchen, and the dining room.
So other than fostering your own children, do you have any experience whatsoever as far as running a family style, as you referred to it, home of this type?
I do have experience in childcare. I've been in childcare since I was 16 years of age. I've always worked in behavior specifically, in ABA. I also graduate in May with my bachelor's in psychology.
So getting children from the Montgomery County Office of Children and Youth, you can receive children who have all type of special needs. You can't pick and choose the children that you receive. How are you prepared to handle that?
The same way I would in my household. I've also worked with children with autism. I've worked with so many different children and had so many different experiences with children since I've been working with children since the age of 16. I've been in multiple daycare centers. I've also worked in multiple schools throughout Norristown. I also worked around Plymouth Meeting. Sorry, I went blank. So I plan on using like my prior knowledge to what I know and what I'm still learning in school to apply it.
And you talked about staff coming in, so how do you get staff equipped and trained to handle those type of situations?
So I have a list of trainings that they have to qualify for, background checks, a bunch of trauma-informed training, just so they know how to work with children in foster care specifically, de-escalation techniques, just in case. There are a bunch of different trainings that we are ready to prepare our staff with.
Do you have any documentation to show us the type of trainings that you prepare to train your staff with? Do you have any documentation from the state with the 3,000 regs or anything along that line as to what you've accomplished or what you've done? Do you have a resume with your background and your educational background?
That would have been great. I do have those things on my like cellular device, but not printed out. Sorry, I do have those things on like my cellular device, but not printed. My phone. My electronic device, I'm sorry.
Do you have an LLC or a business name of any sort?
Not an LLC. Then we do also have a nonprofit called One Nation Foundation. One Nation Foundation.
You said we.
Me and my wife.
Okay. But you individually, or this, this house that you're proposing does not have a name per se?
No.
Ms. Bacon, what are you using, my questioning is sort of along the lines of Ms. Pierce, like, what are you using as sort of your model for running this type of residence, based on the fact you've never ran one before?
So I did a lot of research and I did a lot of research on this. The model that I'm using is very structured. The model itself is, I'm sorry, that one's a. Sorry, so sorry, can you just repeat that question one more time?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I want to know, what are you drawing from in trying to get your, head around operating a facility like this?
Yeah.
Like, what are you using as sort of your model? Yeah, what type of research have you done? Are you aware of other programs like yours that are being run in this area? Have you connected with any of those people and talk to them about some of the challenges that they may have incurred?
I did speak to a few people from OCY who were helping me through the process of like learning certain things, like the experience. Like because I'm a foster parent, I currently go through those things.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part.
Sorry, because I'm currently a foster parent, I go through those experiences and I kind of document what the experiences are. And with me documenting experiences versus having different children come into the house of all ages. Currently, I have a 2-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 13-year-old, all different backgrounds. I learned from their experiences and what I learned from like OCY in general and their like case managers and even parents. I listen to the parents and what they have to say about just the foster care system in general. That's kind of how I built my model and have it structured in a way that it helps the children feel like family style. And I know family style, like group home feels a little bit, when we say group home, it kind of feels like the kids don't get as much support. And in a family style, when I kind of refer to that, it's more like a smaller setting where the kids can have those supports individually. It's kind of what I do now for a job. I did one-on-one services, and I basically make sure each goal is met for each child.
So the people that are working there, what is your role with respect to them? Are you their boss, their manager? What is that relationship like?
I would be considered the director, in a sense.
They report to you?
Yes, everybody will report to me off of everything. And I will mainly be in the home as well myself.
I'm sorry, say that.
I will be in the home as well myself to get.
But you have your own home and your own
Yes,
family.
and I will go back and forth between the houses.
Okay, and these individuals that are working there, I'm not sure what type of background you're looking for, but are they foster parents as well? Or, I mean, is that a requirement, or have you thought that through? What type of background are you looking for?
Just very honest. Because of experiences with trauma in children in foster care, I plan on having it very strict.
Very strict?
Yes. To make sure that they understand the trainings and everything that undergoes foster care. That is a great idea to have people who are like current foster parents to come help out. I do have some that are interested to come help us out and just keep that supervision rolling. Keep the supervision going.
This is a 24-hour operation.
Yes.
How many people do you plan to have on staff to cover this?
At least 4.
And you'll make sure that they get the trainings that they need. Are there any special trainings that you have to, or that you're required to have as a director of a facility like this?
No, there's nothing different from what I do now. I have like the background checks. Nothing that's really different. It's more so just the knowledge. I'm sorry.
And I wasn't clear as to what type of feedback you got from the community, and what you know about the community in this area.
Okay. I personally lived in the area since 2022. When I went to go speak to a couple neighbors at 1100 Green Street about what I was potentially doing, the feedback I got was like, invite them to church. There's a facility, like they were showing me around, there's a bunch of there's like a school right behind it that they do like behavior in as well. That was like the feedback that we got, that they were just excited for what was coming because it was helping the kids.
So, a couple things, and this is just feedback from me. Do you have a business plan that you're prepared to show to us?
Not currently.
So, how do you operate a business without a business plan? 2, do you have any kind of schematics or drawings of the proposed, how things will be set up internally inside the facility?
Yes, I do. I just don't have that on me. But I do have the business plan, and
I'll go back to what I said previously about the trainings. Do you have the name of the proposed trainings that the people will have to take as far as that is concerned?
yes, a few that I can name off the top of my head is the Safe Serve training to be able to. Yes, sorry. The Safe Serve training. That one's to serve food. We have a trauma-informed training that needs to be taken. There's also the child abuse that needs to be taken. It's at least like 10 of them.
So let me ask you this. Do you want the board to make a decision based on your presentation today, on what you brought in front of us today? Or do you want to be given more time to get documentation together to present? Or do you actually want us to make a decision based on your presentation here today?
Because I am paying the rent for it currently, I would like a decision. I wish I would have came a little bit more prepared with those things.
Okay, no, I was just throwing that out there to you. Any more questions?
Would all of the children be the same gender?
Yes, that was a very good question, I'm sorry. Yes, all of the children will be the same gender.
Would all of the children already be students in Norristown School District?
Yes, they will.
Okay, they want to be coming from different areas to Norristown?
Not necessarily, no. A lot of them are located already in like the Norristown district.
And have you spoken to the school district in regards to that?
No, I haven't spoken to them yet. No, I have not spoken to them. I have spoken to case managers and OCY about potential children that they had in mind, and a lot of them do attend the Norristown School District.
They're already in the Norristown School District?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? So you wouldn't be taking kids from out of the community, you would just be taking kids that are already in the community, rehousing them? Because I know normally they don't like to put kids in their same community because they...
That's a tough one. They tend to do it sometimes.
Well, I used to work there, so
yeah,
I
I would
don't
say
really
honestly,
think so.
honestly speaking, I have a 2-year-old now, and her parent lives 2 blocks down the street.
2-year-olds.
Yeah.
You're talking about you said 12 to 17. They can get up, run away, they can go home.
Yeah. We haven't expanded yet over, like, we were trying to stay local with Montgomery County in general. So I know it's the Norristown School District, Plymouth Meeting, Conshohocken. So there are a few areas they can come from. I think the farthest is like Jenkintown.
Well, I mean, theoretically, I mean, if they're in the office of OCY for the county, Montgomery County, they can come from any
Yeah.
Montgomery County, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what would be, and Ms. Devine, I'm sorry to jump in, but so what would be the ideal scenario for you, or the type of child that would take advantage of this type of facility? Like their background, what would be the ideal scenario?
My goal is for them to come in, learn those life skills. A lot of those kids aren't taught that because of the structure of their home, unless their home, unless it's, they don't have a stable home. They're not taught those things. My ideal, I want to teach them. I want to make sure that they're guided in the right direction. I want to make sure that they're not getting into trouble. I want to make sure that they're safe, have stability, and have somebody who can love and care for them.
Have you thought about any other alternatives, like day programs where you could come, where they could just open to children to come and you'd be a mentor type of facility, anything along that line, versus somewhere where somebody would stay a 24-hour operation?
No, I have not thought about that.
Any more questions? I'm sorry.
Curious, don't have a background, like, can these children have friends over? Can they make plans after school? Like, I mean, if there's a rotating supervisor, like, how do they keep tabs on them? And yeah, what kind of?
So I do have it in place where they are allowed to go do things in the community. Because of the age, they just have to do like certain check-ins. They would do a certain check-in and like a certain sign out on what time they signed out and what time they signed in. It'll be structured that way just so we know where they are and what time, they left and they came back.
Along those lines, I guess there would be some sort of curfew for them?
Yes, they will have a curfew. I personally would do it based off their ages in general on what their curfew is. As far as she was saying about visitors, that's kind of up to like OCY and their policy on how safe it is for a certain person to come visit. We don't have any structured policy against like anybody, like a friend or anything that can't come over.
So you would get your guidance from OCY then?
My guidance, yes, right now is from OCY and the research I have done and just my prior knowledge of being a foster parent and working in the child care and adolescent field.
And I mean, and I guess that's back to my original question about like, where you getting your guidance from? Is OCY going to be the entity that provides the resources for you to run this operation?
Yes, so OCY has a bunch of resources in Montgomery County. I have spoken to them and they wanted me to keep things more local because they have so many services out here for the children in need.
And did they connect you with anybody that's doing this right now in this community?
Just like another resource. No, I was connected with somebody who was in in the Philadelphia area, not the Montgomery County area, but not this area.
I mean, don't you think it would be a good idea to connect with somebody that's doing this already?
Yes.
Any other questions from the board?
If I could,
Yes. Yes, sir.
As you're requesting a variance this evening, so part of that process, you have to establish some criteria outlined in the ordinance. The first of which is you have to establish a hardship. So can you explain to us what the hardship is with regard to this property?
As far as the hardship, I did go ahead and sign, I signed the lease in December. Financially, I am coming out of my pocket, every month on top of paying my rent, to provide, to make sure that these kids have those things. So the only hardship that I have right now is that it's fully funded by me.
I understand that you've invested a lot in it, and it sounds like a worthy cause here, but you have to establish that there's something with the property that creates the hardship. What's wrong with this property, that it can't be used as, for one of the permitted uses in the ordinance?
Say that one more, can we say that one more time, I'm sorry.
The hardship has to be with regard to the property. What's wrong with this property that it can't be used for one of the permitted uses in the ordinance? So it permitted in the ordinance are single-family detached dwellings, twin dwellings, duplex dwellings, provided that they were originally designed and constructed as such, and a row house dwelling. So you're asking for something different, and in order to get the variance, you need to establish a hardship, that it can't be used for one of these permitted purposes.
I don't currently have an answer for that one.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'll
no,
ask
it's
you
fine.
again that.
Whatever.
As Chairwoman asked you if you wanted to reschedule this, to give you an opportunity to prepare more. I'll offer that again. If you want to do that, I know you have a financial interest in this, you want to get this moving, you need a decision, but this board also has to make sure that they follow the ordinance. So if you want, we can continue it to the next month and give you an opportunity to prepare a little bit better, knowing now what the board is looking for.
Yeah, we can do a continuance. Sorry, we can move it in continuance.
You would prefer to continue it? That would be the March 24th hearing at 7 o'clock. I'll also confirm in writing, just to make sure that you have the date and time. Okay?
Thank you.
We're going to finish some of what we've already started, just in case there's members of the audience that are here that want to speak and can't make it next month. We'll finish that part, okay? So don't leave just yet. All right? Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak for or against this application? Is there anyone who would like to speak for or against this application? If not, municipality, did you?
The subject, excuse me. The subject property is located in the R2 Residence District, proposing to operate a supervised residential living for no more than 5 youth individuals. The property has always been acknowledged as a single family. The property has always been acknowledged as a single family.
Can I just ask specifically, does the municipality have a terminology for when 5 unrelated people live in a home together? Is that called, in fact, called something versus residential living? Because okay.
There's also a definition of family.
Okay.
I had a question. Should this be considered a exception than a variance? What dictates that?
Well, it's not a group home, so that's why it's a
Fall under special
variance.
exception.
necessarily, seems like it's something more exclusive, a smaller crowd than.
I remember, I don't know how it was worded, but there was a property in the 1300 block of Arch Street on the corner of Arch and Poplar that came in front of us with similar situation. I don't know how it was worded, but I know it wasn't worded residential living. So I don't know what we called it, but it was called something, and I can get the actual address for you.
Perfect, if you can do that,
Okay. So this hearing is going to be continued to the March, by your request, for the March 2026. It's March 24th?
March 24th.
2026, zoning hearing board.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Real quick for everyone else. We stop at 10 p.m. So we're trying to get as many as we can in. Anybody that's at the very end, if you want to, I don't know how many we have left. I know 2 are together. So we can try to get them in, but if anybody wanted to volunteer to continue, you could step forward and say so. But if not, we're going to move forward. So the next 2, they're together, aren't they?
They're separate properties, so we have to have separate hearings, but I don't think they'll be too lengthy.
Okay. Application 5-26, request for variance, applicant Richard W. Gallagher, Esquire, A. Hyatt Real Estate LLC, 535 Glenwood Drive, Douglasville, PA, 19518. Property location, 503 East Airy Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. Property owner, Jelani Ellington, 642 Great Cliff Lane, Ambler, PA. As stated on the zoning hearing board application, the applicant is requesting a variance from Article 25, nonconformities of Chapter 320, zoning of the Code of the Municipality of Norristown as follows: 320-292A283, restoration or reconstruction to permit the use of an abandoned duplex in the R2 residential district.
Just before we begin, just a correction, the applicant should be the A. Hyatt Real Estate LLC.
Oh.
And Mr. Gallagher is Ryan Gallagher, not Richard.
Okay.
Thank you, Counselor.
You can continue. You have a witness, we'll get him sworn in.
Good evening. I will try to move quick because I know we do have one more applicant, and I think the gentleman here, he'd love to get in, so, and I think this should be. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. Thank you for your time this evening. I am here with Wakas Aslam, who is the owner of A. Hyatt LLC. He is under contract to purchase 501 and 503. And I have the seller here as well, Jelani Ellington, is in the back, along with Wakas' realtor, Luce. She's here as well. Both of them are available to testify, although I don't think it's necessary. I think any testimony from Mr. Awesome would be sufficient. We are here for a variance on 320-292, A to A3. Essentially, what has transpired here is, and just to give a little background, Mr. Ellington bought the property in 2017. He did have the license for a couple of years, and I don't want to tell his whole story, but I guess he didn't get it in the mail and forgot to renew it. Anyway, that brings us here today. The property is under contract. I've provided a copy of such to council, which I believe we will mark as A2. Is that A2? With that said, I would suggest we swear in Mr. Aslam, and I'll ask a couple questions, and then if the board has any further, we can entertain that.
Yeah, we'll mark the application as A1, and as you said, A2 will be the agreement to sell. If you could swear him in.
State spell your full name, please. You state and spell your full name.
Waqas Aslam,
Yes, spell it for me, please.
W-A-Q-A-S,
W-A,
Q like Queen, A-S,
W-A-Q-U-E-S.
W-A-Q-A-S,
W-A-Q-A-S.
W-A-Q-A-S, thank you.
and the last name is Aslam, A-S-L-A-M.
You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I was going to ask you to state your name, but we've got that covered. So are you under contract to buy 501 and 503
Yes,
East Erie Street?
yes,
And whom are you purchasing the properties off of?
yes, Giuliani.
Sorry, say it again.
From Giuliani,
Come on over here, so,
yes.
yeah.
From who? Say it again.
From Giuliani, his name Giuliani.
It's Jelani?
Jelani.
Yeah, okay. And what is the, what are the addresses of the properties?
501 East Erie Street and 503 East Erie Street, Norristown, PA 19401.
Okay. Are the properties currently occupied?
Yes,
What is the primary use of the property right now?
rental property.
Is there a residential rental,
Yes,
is that
yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is it 100% leased?
Yes,
Yes? How many units are there?
there's 2 property and 2 in back there, like 4 units. 4 units,
4 units.
yes,
So just to clarify, there's two houses with 2 units in each unit?
yes,
Okay. So the property's currently being used as a rental. Is it your intention to continue using it as a rental?
yes,
Will you keep those same tenants there?
yes.
Okay. Would you describe the neighborhood to me? Is it residential? Is it commercial?
Residential,
Residential?
yes.
Okay. And of note, it is in the R2 district. So is it accurate to say that you want to continue the use that's been ongoing at that property since before Mr. Ellington bought it in 2017? Yes. Okay. Will this ability to continue using as a rental affect the neighborhood in a negative way? The health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood, would it affect it negatively?
No.
Negatively. I know, it's late, So the answer there was no. So, again, 320-292, asking the board for a variance. I would like to open it up to any questions that members have of Mr. Aslam.
Are the units occupied currently?
Yes,
Come over here
Yes.
so she can hear you.
Thank you.
They are 100%, and my understanding from the current owner is that some of them have been there for over 10 years, ever since he bought it.
Okay.
So, long-time tenants, which is someone who was once a landlord, that's a nice thing.
Are we doing them one at a time or together?
Because they're separate properties, we need to do them one at a time, but essentially it's the same application.
Okay,
So I think the second hearing will be even shorter.
okay.
I'll defer to you on the civil procedure of that second one.
Fair enough.
So when you, so although it says abandoned duplex, it means there was no rental license? You know what? Let me, are you finished with questions?
Let's just briefly ask you about the configuration of the property. It's configured as a duplex. Are there separate utilities for each unit?
yes, separate utility,
So separate electric meter?
yes,
How about the heat? How is that?
separate,
Water, is that separate? The water service?
One separate, yes, separate.
So they're completely separate units? Is there any interior access between the two units?
No, there's a separate duplex, like each 503 and 501, and then the 301 and 301 A and B.
They're not connected, right?
They're not connected.
Yeah.
And each unit in one building, in this one where it's 503 actually, each unit has its own means of ingress and egress?
503 and 501 is together. Like
No, we're doing them separately. This one building,
Yeah.
each apartment of the
Is
two
separate.
apartments have separate
Separate.
entrances. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're doing 503 first, although it looks like there's pictures for 501 under the cabin floor. I guess it's both of them. I don't know, because what I see is the one on the corner. But, so for 503, you enter in which way where do you enter to get to the first floor versus the second floor? Where are the entrances?
Entrance is the main Erie Street, 503, and 501 is the Erie Street, main street, the separate entrance.
I'm sorry, one more time.
They both have separate entrance. 501 is separate on East Erie Street, and then next is 503 is on East Street, is separate entrance.
Okay, that's not what I'm asking. So we're doing 503 first. So to get to the first floor apartment, do you enter in the same door for the first floor and the second floor?
Yes, same door.
Okay.
And then the branches off to two doors.
And so you come in the door, and what, is there stairs to the second floor? Like how-
Stairs, yeah.
Okay.
The bedroom on second floor, and the main living room and kitchen is the main floor.
Okay.
Do you want?
He has to be sworn in.
Yeah, you have to be sworn. It just takes 2 seconds.
Jelani Ellington, Jelani, Ellington, like Duke Ellington, Ellington.
So I swear or affirm testimony about you to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Speak nice and loud.
Thank you. Just to clarify, there are two separate doors, so you don't go, I think that it was confusing. You go upstairs before you go into the building. The duplex in the back is a separate door. You go around the building and there's a separate door, so they're
Okay.
not connected.
So that's 501 or 503 room?
Both.
Okay, so 503, I see they're attached. How do you get to the back to do 503?
So it's 501, you go back and there's a sidewalk and it goes to both doors. You can't get into any other, there's separate doors. From inside one, you can't get to any other of the other ones.
On the property on the corner, is that 503?
That's 501 on the corner.
501?
Yes.
And in the back of 501, there's another building?
Yes, it's a duplex.
Okay.
It's a separate unit.
Okay, so in the front building, how many units are in that building?
One.
And the rear building, how many units are in that?
There's one behind each one.
So there's one unit in the front, one unit in the back?
Correct.
And then the next property, 503, there's a front building with one unit?
Correct.
And then a rear building with another
Correct.
unit? A total of 4 units in 2 separate buildings?
Correct.
So they're two separate buildings.
Yes, as
Separate
far as being a
buildings.
dwelling structure,
Okay.
under the legal term, they're 2 separate dwelling structures.
There's
Okay,
actually 4 buildings,
yeah,
on the 2 on each lot.
Yes.
okay, now I get it. Any questions from the board? Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, do you have any further testimony?
I don't see that any more would be required. You know, if there's something that I missed, please advise, but I think it's pretty straightforward here. Yeah, Mr. Ellington did not renew the license there for a couple of years, and the new owner is happy to comply with the law and wants to be a good law-abiding citizen.
Good to go. The subject property is located in the R2 Residence District, operating as an abandoned duplex The last rental license obtained was in 2020.
Is there anyone here who would like to either speak for or against, I know we're supposed to be doing them separately, but they were done together. Application 5-26 or 6-26? Anyone who would like to speak for or against it? And I'm sorry, and you did say that he was willing to bring them current? Is that what you said?
What I said was that he wants to comply with all the rules and regulations that he needs to. And this clearly is one of them, so.
Is anyone willing to pay the past due rental license fees, I think is ultimately what the chairwoman is alluding to.
Understood. If I could have Jelani. There's a past due balance. You're okay with that?
And there'll be time for him to do that. It won't be like tomorrow.
Right.
He'll have time to do it.
I would only ask that any punitive penalties be removed and it just be the actual cost, if that's okay?
Yeah, we can't do that. The municipal finance department determines what is due.
Okay.
So we can make a suggestion, but that's about it.
Yeah, I made the suggestion, you make the suggestion.
That's all we could do.
And the sale is pending, correct?
Correct, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, on the outcome of this evening, obviously.
Part of the sale. But, okay, all right,
But yes, that is a will comply,
okay,
yeah.
all right. So do we have a motion from the board to end?
Close case 5-26.
Do we do public comment?
Yeah, I did open it.
Motion to close.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any decision on the applications?
I'll make a motion to approve case 5-26 for the requested relief, provided that the past due fees for rental license fees are satisfied. Should I wait for a decision and then make the next motion?
We're going to do them separately, each vote. So this one will just be for 503.
Second.
Oh, for 503, we already did it, right?
For 526.
This is for 5-26, 503 East Area, and then we'll do 501.
All in
after.
favor? Aye. Opposed, no. Approved, 3-0.
Okay, we'll go off the record briefly. Ed, we'll just do the same transcript. The exhibits are the same for the next one, for 6-26. Just duplicate.
Same transcript for both hearings.
Yeah, and we'll do a separate vote though, but it's essentially the same application. The exhibits are exactly the same.
Why did they call it something different though? An abandoned use tax residential unit, one says, and the other one doesn't say that. All right. A motion for.
So we're going to open up the hearing for 6-26, 501 East Area Street, which we've already had testimony on, and the board can vote if they are ready.
I'll make a motion to close case 6-26.
So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll make a motion to approve case 6-26 for 501 East Erie, given that the outstanding rental licenses are made satisfactory with the municipality.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed, approved, 3-0.
Great, well, thank you very much for your time, much appreciated. And I think the gentleman behind me appreciates all of us in our expediency.
There's two
Thank
more.
you, have a good night.
Next application is application 07-26, request for variance. Applicant David Smith, 31 South 11th Avenue, Coatesville, PA. Property location 671 George Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. Property owner, Smitty's Properties 2, 31 South 11th Avenue, Coatesville, PA. As stated on the zoning hearing board application, the applicant is requesting a variance from Article Number 25, nonconformities of Chapter 320, zoning of the Code of the Municipality of Norristown as follows: 320-292A2A3, restoration or reconstruction to permit the use of an abandoned quadruplex in the R2 residential district.
David Smith, David Smith. I do. Very similar to their case, except the previous owner, when I purchased the property in December of '23, we put in an application for the rental license, but unfortunately it stayed in the codes office. It was not, it didn't have the, I guess, your business privilege or business license that we have to get from the next town over. Wasn't on the application, and it just.
Mr. Smith, sorry to interrupt you. So you don't have a rental license. Is that you're saying, and the reason you don't is because you didn't file a business privilege tax?
Correct.
Okay.
And the invoices, which I will be more than happy to pay, the past two invoices were still in the previous owner's name, if you want me to.
Well, we appreciate that, and that would certainly, if you're successful, that will certainly be part of the
requirements.
You know,
Okay.
there'll be a condition you have to satisfy all the past due fees. However, the problem that the board has is your building is titled in the name of your company, Smitty's Properties 2.
Yes.
As a result, the board can't take any more testimony because as a corporate entity, you have to be represented by an attorney.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping the board or the municipality gave you the conditions of the, yes, in fact, you signed it January 23rd, and in it, it says, all corporations, limited liability companies, or other corporate associations or entities must be represented by an attorney. It's the last line.
You can see if the last guy is still there in the lobby.
See if he's still outside.
If you could get him, you can do it. We'll pause
come back.
briefly.
Go to the right, next case.
Yeah, we'll go to the next case real quick. Application 08-26, request for variance. Applicant James Delaney, 1734 DeKalb Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. Property location, 1734 DeKalb Street, Norristown, PA, 19401. Property owner, James Delaney, 1734 DeKalb Street, Norristown, PA. Stated on the zoning hearing board application, the applicant is requesting a variance from article number 23, supplemental regulations of chapter 320, zoning of the Code of the Municipality of Norristown as follows: 320-262, residential parking and garages to permit the use of a front yard horseshoe-style driveway in the R1 residential district.
How you doing, members of the board? My name is James Delaney. What it is? Oh, sorry. James, James, Delaney, Delaney. I do. So basically, it's a request for a driveway at the front of my house. To be honest, it would really need it. I got 4 young kids. I got there's limited access. There is technically a driveway that wraps around the back of the property, but it's extremely narrow. There's a telephone pole at one side. There's a fence on the opposing side, and there's a lot of overgrowth and so on like that. So every time we drive in, occasionally our mirrors clip off of vegetation. My wife damaged her vehicle on one occasion because it's such a narrow, there's only really inches when you're making that sharp right-hand turn up against the telephone pole. There's only really inches, to be honest. So you got to make sure your right hand is judged perfectly as you're turning. To be honest, it's very narrow, extremely narrow. I'm parking on an existing, I guess it's a pickleball court or tennis court, I'm not 100% sure. But I have four young kids, as I said. There's approximately about 15 steps leading into the back door of my entrance to my house. And most importantly, I have a family member that's disabled, that suffers extremely bad with their back, and going up them steps is very, very hard. And if they park out in the street, it's a very long distance to walk from the street up to the front door of the property. And honestly, it'll enhance the curb appeal of the street. It says the reason for denial, I believe, is it doesn't go with the character of the street. But every house has a driveway on the street apart from my house. So I'd like to ask the member of the board if they could consider me having a driveway at the front.
Planner, I'm going to mark your application as your exhibit A1, and then with your application, there's a hand-drawn plan marked as A2. Did you draw this plan?
Yeah, I drew that, yeah.
Did you say there's an existing driveway?
At the back, it's a very extremely narrow to get access to the back. And it is an existing tennis court or so that I'm using as a driveway.
There's no access to the rear of the property?
No, there is through like an alleyway. I think it's called East Logan Street, but it's in very derelict condition. It's very, very bad. But when you go down that road to make the right hand to get access into the back of my property, as I stated, it's extremely narrow. And there's a telephone pole right on one corner, and then there's a fence on the other side. And it's constantly overgrowth and so on like that. And then honestly, it'll avoid any confrontation between me and the neighbour, because he's concerned about his garden, his hedges that's grown, and we're constantly, like pretty much occasionally, that the mirrors is hitting off his vegetation, and then there's rocks being put out as well, which my wife occasionally hit it as well, including myself, and we're just damaged our vehicles, as you can see in the photo that I included in the packet.
Do you have any parking back there?
Yeah, there is parking, yes, but to get to it is extremely narrow.
The alley?
Yeah, you get alley, and I don't own it, so I can't, and there's no room to even make it wider, because it's not mine, if you follow what I mean.
It's not paved?
It's I'd say maybe 50, 60 years ago it could have been paved, but honestly, there's extremely big ruts, potholes.
It's not in good condition?
It's very extremely bad condition.
That's all I had.
No questions.
You said that just about every house has, is it your testimony that every house?
Yeah,
just about
like
every house
literally, my neighbor directly across the street has a horseshoe-shaped driveway. My neighbor next door to me on the whole street has driveways. One, if you go out, turn right, there's another horseshoe driveway on the right-hand side again. Also, pretty much every single driveway on the street, like a house has a driveway. If you obviously you notice maybe driving down the one way, if you even see it tomorrow, next day you'll even see yourself of how like every house has a driveway on there. And then I spoke with both of my neighbours. They said it's a good idea to have a driveway at the front on both sides.
And have you considered another configuration other than the horseshoe with 2 curb cuts and all that stuff?
Yeah, because it's not that, it's more safer instead of backing out onto that street. And to be honest with you, a lot of people do speed on that street, and instead of backing out, at least if you have a horseshoe, you just pull in and you pull out the other side, so it's more safer to do so.
I think, though, the question was, have you considered any other shape other than a horseshoe?
To be honest with you, like I said, I didn't consider any other shape because it's a safety factor of backing out onto a street. And then plus, if you have 2 vehicles, we've got to maneuver, or like if you don't do a horseshoe shape, there's no other really way you can do it without backing out onto the...
Well, everyone doesn't have a horseshoe.
I understand that.
You did testify to that, correct?
Yeah.
So somehow they get out on the street one way or the other.
But the way I look at it, it'll be more practical. I could put a straight driveway going in, but honestly, I think it'd look more better with curb appeal, and plus, in my sense, it's more safer instead of backing out going in onto the street. At least you just pull in, just like my neighbour directly across the street, or 2 doors down has, and then the next neighbour next to him has another horseshoe. So there's like 3 of them right next to each other. with a horseshoe. But apart from that, everyone has a driveway that really either goes straight in and then have a square turnaround either at the side of their house or if not at the back of their house. They have an area. But where my house is situated with the two neighbours next door, the only way I could do it is to have one going straight up, butt up against the house. I mean, there's no really way to go all the way around into the back of the house.
You could always back into the driveway.
Yeah, I understand that.
Any other questions from the board? Valerie?
The subject property is a single-family home.
We're going to have comments, yes.
We'll have comment.
The subject property is a single-family home in the R1 Residence District. The applicant is proposing to build a horseshoe-style driveway. I see that he mentioned that the horseshoe-style driveway isn't, well, it fits the characteristic of the Cobb Street, but this, where you were denied that on the regular use registration form was because that's for residential parking in general, no matter your district. So that's pretty much.
Any questions for Ms. Valerie? Okay.
So, just trying to see, I mean, this fits under a variance. Would there any other regulations that need to be satisfied, like with PennDOT or anything like that? I mean, I don't know who owns that road or anything like that.
You talking about for that other alleyway?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, just for
Or for the Cobb in
just for the
general?
Cobb. And
not to my knowledge, I know off the top of the head, no.
I think you may have to run it by PennDOT because that's a state road. You also have to get their approval.
Oh, yeah, that too, Dan.
Well, I did occasionally get, because I do this for a living, I do driveways, concrete patios, and so on, and I do get permits from PennDOT as well, so it is, you can get them for certain
You likely have to
jobs.
get it here too.
Yeah, so same as well, yeah.
so what's that process like, getting permits from PennDOT?
To be honest, everything is pretty much online with PennDOT. So there's no really place, I'm to actually go into, and everything is done online. Because it's, I believe it's called a road opening permit or so, where you go from the street straight in from PennDOT.
Thank you.
Okay. Opening it up, does anyone have a comment, either for or against the application? Please step forward, be sworn in.
Gregory Roth, Gregory Roth, Gregory Roth.
Swear affirm testimony about the future with the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
I'm his next door neighbor. I'm here to support the idea that he gets a driveway. Horseshoe driveway would fit in with the aesthetics of the neighborhood. There are several other homes, like as you mentioned, directly across from him is a horseshoe. And I live right next door to him. And the home right next door to me also has a horseshoe driveway in the front of their property. So there are, and he said there's a third. I don't know what the third is.
The red brick house, that's the big red brick, if you go down decab.
But it fits right within the neighborhood right there. And currently, he has no front access to his property at all. I live next door to him, and then there's Logan Alley. It's a dead, unmaintained road from Norristown. And then he comes down Logan, and then his family and his company's equipment try to squeeze through what used to be Green Street. It's a dead portion of Green Street, and it hasn't been maintained, and it's very narrow. There's a telephone pole. It's right up against my fence, my shrubs, and he's squeezing big equipment through there and traveling through there as family. So he goes down the alley behind my house and then pulls into his house. It's the only driveway he has. Otherwise, he would have to park out front. It makes sense that he would have a front entrance. I would also, even though this is not my place to do so, I would also recommend that he get access to the back of his house through his own property instead of driving around my house, down Green Alley, and running over my fence and my shrubs, damaging his equipment, his cars, damaging my property. It would be nice if you could have the front horseshoe. I'm fully in support of his own driveway, and another access to the back of his property where he was referring to a tennis court or a pickleball court or something. Because currently he's using this roundabout that's unmaintained.
Thank you very much for your testimony. I have a question now, since your neighbor brought it up.
Yeah.
You have equipment for a business that you're trying to get in the driveway to?
Yeah, so basically, I've done a lot of work to the house, and I've done patios, I've done walkways, I've done veneer stone on the outside. Like for the past about a year and a half, I've been doing a lot of work in the like around the house, because it was I renovated the whole house pretty much, and that's why the equipment is pretty much back and forward, delivering stone, delivering machines and stuff like that. And then when I'm snow plowing, like the other day, I'll be using a bobcat to plow the Logan Street, because that's my only access pretty much to the back of the property. The township doesn't maintain it, so they don't plow it, so I have to do it myself with the bobcat to go all the way around into the back.
Is this heavy-duty equipment part of your business?
Yeah, because I own a business. And I'm
Right, and
renovating
so
the
where do
house.
you house your equipment for your business?
I house it as a separate location for all my equipment.
But it's there quite often. And he's also doing renovations to the property and bringing it in, doing all kinds of work on the property to bring it to spruce up the place very nicely. But the equipment is there on a regular basis through this narrow passage.
Thank you very much. So you know, though, that your business equipment is not
Yeah, I
supposed to be in your
understand that
residential
100%.
neighborhood?
Yep, you need to be a commercial property to.
Okay. Anything more?
Would you consider another configuration that connected what you have labeled as tennis court to the front of your property?
To be honest with you, if you do that, I'll have to do a driveway go out. It'll take up too much greenery, to be honest with you. It'll take up way too much greenery. At least if I do a drive in the front, it's just a horseshoe, drive in, drive out, and then it's not taking up nowhere near as much impervious surface.
Is that gonna solve all of your issues though, if?
Yes, because the driveway's gonna be right in front of the front door. So as soon as we just park, we just get out of the car and walk right into the front door.
You'll no longer be bringing any vehicles along the old Logan Alley into your tennis court parking
No.
area?
No.
He wouldn't be able to access the back of the property without accessing Logan and Green Street. That's the only way to access the back of the property. So he would still be using that and storing and using equipment back there.
So can the driveway from the front go straight to the back? Or, let me look at your design.
Well, to be honest, you could do it, but honestly, we're making a really big job out of something that you can make a lot more inexpensive way to do it. Plus, it'll add a lot of curb appeal. It'll look nice with a nice horseshoe driveway right in the front, in my opinion. And you could do a driveway all the way in the back, but honestly, it's like a nightmare. It's a lot more work involved, like way too much work.
I do concede that it would be a lot more work and a lot more expensive, but if he runs an asphalt and paving company, he has access to that, he's an expertise in it, but it would be more work and more money for him to do.
And then plus, it's taken over a lot of impervious surface, a lot more impervious surface than what I would with the. Off the top of my head, you're going to need a driveway, I'd say about minimum 350 feet long. Just go from the street, and then it's going to go all the way down to make an L shape to shoot left again. And then there's a swimming pool, so you've got to bring it all the way into the back, past the swimming pool, then you make a left.
And the backway entry would resolve all the issues.
I can't hear you, speak up.
And the backway and a different entrance to the back of his house would resolve the points of contention that often come up with us about him
but the thing is, if I had a driveway in the front, I'm not even gonna be using the back. That's
Do
the
you
thing.
have a driveway, sir? It's in the back or the front?
It's in the front.
Okay. And it's a straight driveway?
It's a straight driveway, yes. And all the houses in the neighborhood have driveways, except for this house, which has this weird configuration that's been there.
Okay.
Would, if we were to approve the horseshoe driveway, would you accept as a condition to not use your tennis court for any parking?
Yeah, I would definitely consider that, because there is a garden shed in the back as well, so.
That way, all of your parking would be restricted to the horseshoe in the front of your property
Yeah,
with no
exactly.
parking in
Yeah,
the back of the
no.
property.
We can't
Exactly.
police that, though. We can say what we want to. That doesn't mean he's not gonna park back there.
Well, could the borough close off the dead Green Street and close off Logan Alley?
We can't authorize that. But if that is a condition that he can't park on the tennis court, it can be enforced by code enforcement. You would just have to let them know that it's happening.
You could go to the municipality with that ask, but not the zoning hearing board.
So if he parks in the back, I could report that to code enforcement then, as using the alleyway and parking?
Well, again, we haven't, the board hasn't made a decision, but if part of the decision is that he's not allowed to park on that tennis court area, then yes.
So I'm probably more concerned with not so much the horseshoe in the front of the house, but, so we want the horseshoe there, he's saying, to look nice, but it's not gonna look so nice if the heavy machinery is lining the horseshoe up in front of the house.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Well, the board could also make a condition that he not park any business equipment on the property at all.
Well, since you're really not supposed to park any business equipment on the property at all, but I guess we could. So, I'm sorry. Is that the end of your testimony, sir?
Yeah, that should be it.
Or end of yours as well? Okay. Do we have a motion to close this hearing? Application 8-26.
I'll make a motion to close.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any decision on this application?
To 8. I'll make a motion to approve case 8-26 with the condition that all parking on the property will be limited to this new front yard horseshoe-style driveway, and any commercial business parking is also restricted on the property.
Is that it? Any other?
And all other permits are
Yeah, permits with the state.
required.
Okay. I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
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 It's approved 3-0 with those conditions. And you'll get a letter outlining what those conditions are.
Now, if I'm doing, obviously, work to the house, you're allowed to have equipment, right? To work around the house, obviously.
If you're doing work renovation to your house, that's different, it's a temporary.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure, you know what I mean?
But if you're parking there,
Obviously, I have my own parking, where I have a lot of equipment there, so.
okay.
I mean, but it's just like.
And if he does, you know what to do.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So
Will I
we'll-
get something in the mail or?
Yes, I'll write to you tomorrow.
So I'm good to go, right? Right.
Well, I will wait for that letter.
All right, no, leave, yeah, right, thank you.
Thank you. We'll recall 7-26. So, Mr. Smith,
I appreciate that.
you're now represented by Mr. Gallagher.
Apparently I'm doing some pro bono.
Well, where we left off, you failed to get a rental license because you were confused. And,
Correct.
yeah, so that, essentially, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
So
And
the-
I have copies of the previous owners, the invoice.
They were sending your invoices to the previous owner?
Correct.
And-
But in his business name.
Okay, well, why don't you hand those up, and we'll mark the application as A1, and we'll mark these as well. And when you purchased the property, when was that?
December 4th of '23.
Thanks, we'll mark these collectively as A2. So, when you purchased it, it was a quadruplex?
Quadplex, yes.
And you haven't made any changes to it?
No.
Is it occupied?
Yes, complete, 100%.
All separate entrances, utilities?
Yes, no, the utilities are all combined. I pay for utilities, all
Okay.
utilities.
And you bill the tenants accordingly?
No, it's included in their rent.
Included in the rent. And when you purchased it, I think I asked you this, it was a duplex?
Quadplex.
Quadplex?
Yes,
And the prior owner used it as a quadruplex?
yes,
And I see you did submit some pictures. I'll mark as, the first one is A3. Is this a picture of the front of the building?
it is,
And I see 4 mailboxes, one for each unit?
correct.
Is there any off-street parking?
Yes,
Is that to the rear, the side?
yeah, it's on the rear.
And how many cars?
It can fit up to 7.
Thank you. That's all I had.
So just so we're clear, there was an issue with the rental licenses because you didn't have your proper paperwork for your business.
The business, I guess, license that you have to file for in Bridgeton? The next town, wherever they say.
Bridgeport.
Bridgeport, thank you. Sorry, there we go.
You didn't follow your business license, for a business license?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have since, but I didn't at the time when I first sent the application, filed the application.
And I did look at what was marked as A2, and it is an invoice for the rental license for 2025 to the prior owner, or his company.
Yes, correct. But I would still pay that as used to be.
Report.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any further testimony from you? No?
No, ma'am.
Municipality?
The subject property is located in the R2 residential district. Is an abandoned quadruplex. The last rental license was obtained in 2022, which was for the year 2023. And since then, we have nothing.
And it was for a quadplex.
Yes, it was for a quadruplex.
Is there anybody here who would like to testify in favor or against this application? Anyone? No?
I'll make a motion to close case 7-26.
Thank you. And 1 second, I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have a decision for this application?
I move to approve case 7-26 with the condition that all past due rental licenses are paid.
Okay.
I'll second that
Just
motion.
one, I'm sorry.
I'll second
One
that
question.
motion.
Do I still pay it under the previous owner's name?
No, you get my letter, and with that, you should be able to
Transfer.
figure it out, yeah.
Okay.
Any problems, let me know.
All right. Okay. And all in favor? Aye. 3-0, it's approved. Do I have a motion to close this month's meeting of the zoning hearing board?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
All right, Which ones am I keeping? Which one am I getting? I don't 325.
This is my list of. No, I'm getting ready for a bunch of stuff.
So these are the ones.
That are continued to keep for March.
What's this 325 I have?
325?
Yeah.
I meant, it should be 26. It's
Oh, okay, all right. Okay. Goodness. 126, we're done, right? Oh, yeah, small wonders.
Oh, Urban. Oh, no, Urban. Yeah, Urban. So they.
726 is done. 826. This. $73.25, all that's gone. We're done. 73.20.
325 is March. Keep that one.
Oh, keep that one.
Yeah.
Gosh. 74.25.
Keep it.
That was the only one.
75.25. Keep.
I don't have that one.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know what happened to that one.
because it's all gone at this point.
926.
Keep it.
Can I